PYX 106, Capital Land's Classic Rock with Quinn and Cantera.
It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Paul Harding on the phone from Martin Harding Mazzotti.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, we've talked about this case before. We've talked to you about it, and we talked to the attorney from the band Spirit, Francis Malafie.
Yeah.
And it was suing Led Zeppelin for copyright theft. The case was Led Zeppelin won the case.
Right.
Now we've got Francis Malafie with a 90-page brief trying to get an appeal, and we wanted Paul's take on this.
Well, there's a lot of money involved, and there's going to be an appeal. There absolutely is. It sounded like it was kind of a crazy trial with the judge sort of getting, lots of very upset, and everybody trying different stunts and kind of Hollywood-esque, if you will. So they'll do an appeal. Most appeals don't succeed, and my best guess is that this case is going to end as it did yesterday, finding no copyright infringement against for the song against Led Zeppelin.
So an appeal, they'll throw it out and they'll start all over again? Does that mean that they can ask for the same stuff that they did before if they were to win the appeal?
What it would be is sort of like, they say mistrial in the criminal cases, or you want a new trial. You say, hey, you didn't let us put this evidence in. The judge decides what evidence goes in. And if the judge made a decision that so far prejudiced the plaintiff in this case, the estate of this Randy Wolf, then they can say, all right, we're going to throw that case out. We start fresh. Yeah. You start fresh, and sometimes you do a little better the second time because you sort of knew where your mistakes were, and maybe you get to allow some evidence in. And oftentimes, if you win the appeal, it's a time to sit down and maybe try to settle the case, and maybe that would happen, too, if the appeal overturns the decision.
Well, that's good, because that was one of my questions. But so I guess where Malafie thinks that Spirit didn't get a fair shake is that the jury... The judge didn't let the jury hear the full composition.
Yeah, that was that whole weird
But because it was only the beginning that sounded like a theft of Led Zeppelin. But he's saying if they hear the whole song, they'll get the vibe of it, too.
Okay, all right.
So who decides, Paul, if the appeal goes through or not?
Yep, so this is California. They have what they call an appellate division there. And so it kind of goes up to this appellate division. And if they agree, then you can appeal it up to what they call their superior court. So this could go on for a year or two. If they do go to the appellate division and all the justices say, no, we don't think there's any grounds, meaning they all sort of agree, it dies there. But, file an appeal is something that you do. Oftentimes, sometimes people withdraw the appeal. You don't even follow through with it if you don't think you got a strong...
I got to be honest. By the way, who sat through the entire Spirit song? Anyone? If you're out there in America, raise your hand if you got to the end of the Spirit Taurus song.
But the beginning
There's
does
nobody
to me,
raising their hand.
The beginning sounds a little bit like Stairway to me.
But
it really
it makes you kind of want to go and listen now, because if he's saying that it'll give you the whole vibe of Stairway to Heaven, well, God, I got to go back and spend some time with that song.
Yeah.
Quinn said it best off there. He said, "This is gonna kill Jimmy Page."
I hope not.
No, I know, but he doesn't want to deal with it.
No, Stairway to Heaven, like for reals.
There's been thousands of downloads of this song, Taurus, which is the song in question, right? So maybe they're going to make some money on people just downloading to kind of compare the two songs, and that may be the best result they get from this case.
It's just like Glenn Beck suspending Tommy Loren from The Blaze. Yeah, she's going to get more viewers now.
The former lead singer for Taurus, Randy California, who's dead now, was working at Burger King before he died, and I think it's his family that's fighting for this.
Yeah, at least they were flame broiled over there.
All right.
Thanks, Paul.
1-800-LAW-1010 and 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Quinn and Cantera, mornings on PYX 106.